Okay, this next poem, I watched a film called Hal, and it's about a poem called Hal, and the beat poet, which one? Ginsberg. Allen Ginsberg wrote it, and the film is about it basically recites the poem and weaves it into this court case. And the court case really, as you get into the film, you have to. I've only watched it once. I need to watch it at least 2 more times because it's a very thick film. And he was accused of being pornographic and this in the 60s in San Francisco. But I really felt, because I used to work as an expert witness, I really felt like that they were attacking poetry, like the way that film was set up. And it inspired me to write this poem. So the court is now in session for the people versus poetry. For years the case had been building against poetry like the many against musicians who had been sued by people of notoriety. The litigation began. The people said there's poetry in the street, parks and in bars, open mics, stories and song. They're even doing it inside cars. So poetry became the defender for crimes they didn't understand. Their defence wouldn't be straightforward, but be assured they did have a plan. Choosing a jury was the first step. The people used barrister Giovanni. He used closed questions, and of course he was dressed in Armani. Poetry chose using couplets, limericks and rhyme. It was 10 a.m, so some of their team hadn't quite arrived at time. They stalled, picked at their first juror. She was easy to vet, especially after they saw her rolling her own cigarette. Each side had half the jury chosen. Poetry knew there was a job to be done. With good defence, maybe half of the people could be swung. In opening statements, the people questioned poetry's thinking, said artists were causing chaos and disruption. This is worse than heavy drinking. Workers were quitting their jobs, travelling without a purpose. We worry that the economy is sinking. In their opening statements, poetry knew what to do. They hit the jury with 5 feature poets who took turns doing haiku.
Yeah.
Then came the witness testimony. The people gesticulated on productivity, said poetry is a disruption to traditional, privileged hierarchy.
Yeah.
This medium is too random, it just doesn't fit. Why can't you be more like Banjo and T.S. Eliot? It was savage. The people on the attack, cross-examining some grade 5 teachers, asking him why they hadn't stopped this nonsense in its tracks. The teachers were under pressure on the stand. Then things really fell apart when they found a chapbook in one of their bags. Poetry called a recess, picked the best of their own clan. For their closing arguments, they sent in the last 3 winners of the National Slam.
Yeah.
The judge gave instructions. Poetry sat at their table, cask red wine at their side, looking fairly anxious, wondering what the jury might decide. Then came the deliberation. The judge hit the bench with a sharp tapping. The verdict was not guilty, and Your Honour started rapping. Poetry has explained the situation, so Giovanni, I hope the loss doesn't affect your career and your life station. Everyone should know that poetry has always been the keeper of our imaginations.